Hey guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with the YouTube Pro Cycling team. In the previous episode you would have watched the UAE tour, that was on Benji's channel. Make sure you've gone and watched that before proceeding with this one. I'm not exactly sure how he did, but I have been informed that young Tobias Foss is doing fantastically yet again. What can the man not do at this point? Anyhow, looking ahead to today's episode, we start with Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, what many consider to be the start of the cycling season proper. Cannot wait for this race today. We follow that up with Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne, Les Salmon, and then we travel to Italy for Strade Bianca. So without further ado, let's take a look at our squad for the race. We're led by Heinrich Hausler, the big 36-year-old, 75 cobble but only 86% fitness. He's still ramping things up for Paris-Roubaix, but he's not in peak form just yet. In fact, our only rider in the team above 90% fitness is Ben Swift. We could see what we can do with a well-rounded Brit today. Apart from that, we've got Timo Rosen, Stan de Wolf, Jurgen Roelands, Andreas Stockbro and Edvald Boasson-Hagen. So looking quickly at the favourites for today's race, we've got GVA, Phil Gilbert and Bob Jungels, and it looks like they're the three main players because apart from that, there's no real cobble leaders here. Kra Andersen, Wellens, we've got Simon Clark, Mark Hershey, not really the leaders you would expect to see at Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. Here we go then, getting underway in sunny Belgium. I do want to try and go in today's breakaway, and let's try it with Timo Rosen at the front. Let's try and attack right here. Not sure if he'll be allowed away, we will try it though. Let's just pace on 85 right now. You can see back in the peloton, Boasson-Hagen and Roelands are on the best days, so I'm pretty sure these two guys will be our two leaders. So you can see absolutely no trouble at all getting in the breakaway with Rosen here, and four comrades, none of them particularly strong on the cobbles. As you see, we're by far the strongest rider in this group and already 4 minutes on the peloton. So a potentially big moment for our race because Roelands has fallen, probably our strongest rider on the day. Let's try and make sure we stay in this group. He is able to continue. Very good to see. What is Louis Meintjes doing in this race? Oh my word, what is he doing here? Anyhow, we need to try and move up in this group now with Roelands. So Jesper Hansen on the front for Cofidis. 80k still to go and 2.5 minutes up to the breakaway. Rosen looking pretty strong, but I think because these guys just aren't really strong enough, he doesn't really have a chance at holding out today. Let's make sure everyone's staying to the front, especially Boasson-Hagen here. So we have 50k to go in this edition of Omloop. I'm surprised to see Cofidis pacing so much on the front. Just 1 minute up to the breakaway now though. I mean, Rosen has all his energy left. Maybe worth trying a little attack at some point, but these guys just not strong enough to help him out. So 35k to go. Attacks now taking place in the breakaway. I'm going to try and attack straight past these guys on this climb with Rosen. Maybe we'll just work with them on maybe 85. Just 51 riders left in the peloton. We need to make sure we stay to the front because as you see, 27 km/h wins as it seems David Enns is done. Still 1 minute 20 for the breakaway. So 30k to go. I am shocked to see the breakaway still out front. You can see Holman has been dropped. Rosen, Size and Saicedo now at the front who has attacked these guys. Don't think Rosen's going to have the strength to really hold on even if they hold out until the Mur and the Bosberg. Think it's time to now focus on our main guys. So just 22k to go. We're approaching the Mur and 110 riders still in this group as we have attacks. I was going to say the pace is so slow in this group and Jungels is off. We need to make sure we're staying with Jungels if he's on the attack. Rosen's still out front. He's pretty much done though. He can just rest for the remainder of the day. Let's make sure we come to the front with Heinrich Hausler. Honestly crazy how this race has gone now. Rosen is caught. Hausler can try and drop these guys off at the front of the Mur. Maybe Boasson-Hagen on the front. Let's just try and go 99 with Hausler for as long as we can. I may even try a little attack on here with maybe Jurgen Roelands. In fact, let's try that right now. Jurgen Roelands on the attack on the Mur. You love to see it. Let's make sure we stay here on 99 with the rest of the guys. Oh my word, Swift a bit further down. Boasson-Hagen getting blocked off by his teammate. But Roelands at the front of the race by himself. Van Kielsbroek, Jungels, Wellens and Phil Gilbert trying to bring him in. we will follow Van Avermaet with Boasson-Hagen. So I think it's worth waiting for Wellens, Youngles and Gilbert with Jurgen Roelands will sit in now. Tim Wellens will pull on the front, and now we have 2 riders in the front 7 here. Let's try and pace on 99 if we can. Try and stay to the front of this group. Van Avermaet on the attack. Oh my word, I think it's worth following Boasson-Hagen with Roelands. He's the stronger of the 2. But look at these guys ride away. Oh my word, there's nothing we can do here. These guys have just gone. Roelands giving everything he can. But I think at this point, maybe it's worth just pulling Boasson-Hagen to the line. Swift is further down. He can just take position in this group. But to me, it looks like the front 3 have gone and the race is decided between these 3 guys now. So the situation with just over 10k to go, Swift sat in this group of 8. We have Roelands trying to pull Boasson-Hagen along. They're both pretty much done though. And it's between GVA, Youngles and Gilbert. They have over a minute at this point. Maybe we can relay with both of these guys on maybe 65. But to be fair, I think this group behinds are going to join us now. So we have now been caught and 11 riders in the chasing group. I think our best option at this point is definitely Ben Swift as Bob Youngles attacks at the front. And what an attack it is ahead of GVA and Gilbert. Looks like Gilbert's going to lean on GVA to do the chasing. We're just going to sit in this group and try and sprint for it with Ben Swift. Grant Anderson now trying to move up though. Let's try and move up with Swift. Try and follow Dries van Gestel if we can. Up the roads. It's again a front 3. Probably GVA the favourite at this point. Is Grant Anderson still trying to attack? I'm not sure. Let's just sit in with Ben Swift at the front of the race. Looks like Phil Gilbert is going to be strong enough to take victory. Let's go up to 99 with Swift. Try and sprint for it. Let's try and go for 4th place. Not sure if we're going to be strong enough. We're blocked off slightly. Phil Gilbert has won it. GVA 2nd. Youngles 3rd. Swift will get 4th. And Boasson-Hagen a very nice 5th place. A nice 4-5 for the team. But the top 3 in a different league today. So not a bad start to the episode with 2 riders in the top 5 of Omloop. Ben Swift just 69 cobble. Great result for the Brit. But to be fair, Youngles, GVA and Gilbert in a completely different league as we saw. On we go then to Kerner, Brussels Kerner, over 200k, I think longer than Omloop, but the cobbles and hills much further from the finish. So expect a mass sprint I think today, assuming most of the sprinters can get over the climbs. You can see the big favourite will of course be Big Peter Sagan. If we take a look at our team though for the race, it's exactly the same as Omloop, apart from Heinrich Hausler has been dropped and he will be replaced by Sebastian Milano. So of course Sebastian Milano still in peak form after peaking for UAE, and of course he's only got 65 cobble, but he is our lead sprinter and we want him at this race if we can get him to the line. And Heinrich Hausler we could see at Omloop still not quite in peak fitness. Here we go then, underway in Kerner, Brussels Kerner. I'm not going to try and go in the breakaway today. You can see Milano on a 0 race day. Think it's worth kind of making him our out and out leader, especially as we have such kind of varied race days today. Boasson-Hagen a minus day. Can maybe try something with Roelands, but I think definitely worth focusing on Milano. A very quick look up the road. You can see 7 riders up in today's breakaway. Don't think any of them should be particularly dangerous. So you can see guys, over 100k still to go. We are coming into this section of very steep hills. I'm going to really try and pace hard on the front. Make sure we keep Milano and our other guys right to the front of the race. Let's push these guys up to 90 on this climb if we can. Milano and Boasson-Hagen as well. Let's really try and drop some of the other sprinters. So 92k to go. We're doing a fantastic job so far. Let's push these guys up to 87 because you can see just 33 riders in the front group. Riders stretched all across the road right here. Not exactly sure if we've dropped anyone. You can see the riders that have been dropped. We've got Modulo further back. Here we go then, coming on to the Eau de Quamont. Let's try and really ramp things up here. This is where we can really try and make a difference. Let's push our guys up to 90. Boasson-Hagen just up to 85. That should be fine. Really try and push the tempo here and see if anyone can go out the back. May as well pace with Boasson-Hagen as he's such a strong cobble rider. Of course, I don't want to drop Milano though, and he is really struggling with this current tempo, as you can see. But I do want to make sure it's difficult for the other guys. Rosen looks pretty much done. Milano getting blocked off slightly. Bosenhagen, stop pacing now. Let's go to 60 with him. Just 43 riders in this group. I can see Jakobsen still here. Merlier still here. So it doesn't look like we've dropped any of our main rivals. Bosenhagen now up to 80 on the front, because 34 riders again here. We can pace with De Wolf as well. He can go straight up to 85. And you can see 34 riders in the front group. And I'm not sure if anyone behind is going to get back on now. So we're now over the final real effort of the day. Pretty flat now to the line. And 36 riders in this group. We've still got Sam Bennett. Oh my word, I think I missed him. We've got Bennett, Hodge and Jakobsen for Quickstep. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to beat that train. Anyhow, you can see the 36 riders in this group. I'm going to try and pace because I do want to keep as many riders behind as possible. So annoyingly, it looks like a lot of riders are going to make it back in. 66 already in this group, and this group of 32 probably about to make it back in as well. Into the final 10k, 75 riders in the peloton. I think we've got a very nice sprint train here. Milano, Bosenhagen and Ben Swift, who has made it back in despite that -2 day. Roland's leading the peloton now, it would seem, into the final 8 kilometers. Let's focus on the sprint. So 6k to go right here. It's a very steady tempo in this group. Roland is now done. Is De Gent thinking about attack? It looks like he might be. Arme De Gent going off the front. Peter Sagan looks willing to follow as well. I will take his wheel with Swift, of course. Can't have Peter Sagan going off the front. Tunison, Ballerini also coming to the front. We have just 3.5k to go. Time to use those energy gels. Let's try and come to this side of the roads. The attack hasn't worked. Just 21 riders in this group now. We can go up to 99 with Swift. Maybe even sprint with 2k to go. We've got a decent chance here, I feel, into the final 1.5k. Bosenhagen can try and lead out Sebastian Milano into the final kilometre. Let's go for the line. Can we take the victory? It's looking pretty close here. Oh my word, it's a very close finish, but Sam Bennett takes it. We're going to get only 5th in the end. Sagan was 2nd, Barbier 3rd, Sebastian Milano in 5th. So I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly disappointed with this result today. Sam Bennett, of course, a very strong sprinter, but Milano, a top 5. Just feel like we could have had slightly more. Probably went slightly late in the ends. Bosenhagen was 6th as well. Although, in fairness, 2 top 5 so far. Can't complain too much. Moving on then, we have Les Salmon. And to be fair, I'm not exactly sure how you're meant to pronounce this, whether it's Les Salmon or Les Salman. We'll go with Les Salmon today though. You can see, of course, over 200k, plenty of kind of short cobble sectors on that finishing circuit. Remy Cavagna is the favourite, alongside his teammate Tim de Klerk and Mark Hershey. We are bringing an identical team to our race in Kuurne. Let's get it. Getting underway then in sunny Belgium, looking very, very nice indeed. You can see Milano and Bosenhagen again, both on plus days. So definitely, I think we'll be focusing for a potential sprint with Milano. We'll try and control things on the front with Stockbro, not allow too many riders up in the breakaway. So already guys, we're coming into the final 50k of the race, coming onto the only and very, very short cobbled sector, making sure all our guys are staying right towards the front. Swift doing an absolute turn on the front here. You can see breakaway still 1.5 minutes up the roads, but 50k to go, nothing really to worry about. So 28k to go, you can see how stretched out the peloton is right here. If we go right towards the front, you can see there's still 122 riders in this group. It's Alpecin Phoenix pacing very hard on the front. The early breakaway still just 20 seconds up the roads. All our guys looking pretty good, especially Milano, but I may try a little attack coming up pretty soon. So 20k to go in the race. The pace still very, very fast on the front from Alpecin Phoenix. I was thinking about a little attack with Roland on this very, very short uphill section. Don't think that's going to be possible though. Let's put everyone on 90. That should be fine. Bar stop bro. Come back to the front. You can see the pace so fast. Pretty much going to have to settle for a sprint at this stage. So 13k to go in this one. You can see I've got two separate trains set up at the moment as we have attacks as I anticipated. This was the section I was waiting for. Let's try and go up to 99 with Rolands. Maybe try and attack with him right here. There you go. You can see the Wolf lets him go. Rolands can try and pace maybe in this group. We'll make sure we stay to the front of the group behind with Timo Naesen. And you can see the Wolf is still in this group. So let's pace with him instead. That's for certain. You can see 5 riders, 15 seconds with 10k to go. Making sure we stay to the front though with Rosen and Milano. So 8k to go in this one. We've got De Bont, De Wolf, Rolands, Cavagna and Van Schip up the roads. Does look like they're about to get brought in though. So let's just go up to maybe 90 with Rosen. I think we can maybe rest with these guys. The Wolf could potentially help out in the sprint train. I think that should be fine though. We'll let them go on automatic for the rest of the day as Tim de Klerk now on the attack. Timo Naesen has to react to that up to 99. 4.5k to go, and I think we're going to keep him in our sights here. So 3k to go. I'm trying to get Rolands back into the sprint train. I think we're just about going to be able to do that. Just 2k to go. Rolands can go up to 99 on the front. We're in a very, very good position into the final kilometre. Sprint with Bosenhagen now. And Milano can try and go for the line as well. We're in a very good position. Can Milano take it? I think he will be able to. Sebastian Milano gets his arms in the air. A very nice victory. I think it will be a 1-2 for the YouTube Pro Cycling team at La Saman. A beautiful victory today. So I'm not going to lie, I expected a lot stronger of a start list at this race. But Milano and Bosenhagen both do the job. Beautiful 1-2 ahead of Baptiste Plancart and Mark Hershey. Rolands also in the top 10 today. So then the final race of today's episodes, and we are moving to Italy for Strada Bianca. One of the most beautiful races of the season, I would suggest. And you can see the likes of Van der Poel, Valverde and Maxi Schachmann are here. A very strong start list. And taking a look at our team for the race, we are led by Patrick Conrad, who I do believe is making his season debut at this race. He'll be helped by the likes of Ben Swift, Chris Nealands, Tom Pidcock, who also makes his debut, Diego Camargo, who I hope to see in that Colombian jersey from Blackwar's episode a few races ago. Sadly not to be, Egan Bernal won that race, but we've also got Antonio Nibali on home soil, and rounding out the team, Brandon Rivera. So getting underway in sunny Italy, and you can see Patrick Conrad in his Austrian Champions jersey. It's the first time we've seen him in the YouTube Pro Cycling team. Same with Nibali, Tom Pidcock and Chris Nealand. So quite a few debutants in today's race and some nice race days as well, including for our leader Patrick Conrad. So taking a look up the roads, we have Hermann Pernsteiner in a group of 12 riders. Miguel Eduardo Flores as well, Sergio Henao, and then a further 5 riders up the road, including Eros Kopecky, as you see. Not sure if the peloton will want all of these riders up the roads, and you can see they're pacing pretty hard at the moment. And looking briefly at this start list, we've got a few more guys who I would definitely consider favourites that weren't on that favourites list. You can see the likes of Adam Yates is here. You can see Tadej Pogačar as well. I think he was on the favourites list. Anyhow, Miguel Angel Lopez, another big GC guy. Rigoberto Urán. So depending what these guys' fitness is like, they could cause an issue today. So Kenny Elissonde and Richard Carapaz are pacing like absolute madmen on the front. You can see that early group have come apart and just 7 riders up the roads at this point. Brandon Rivera, bless him, he's struggling to keep in this group. And plenty of riders have already gone out the back with 150k still to go. So you can see it's Nibali and Diego Camargo currently pacing on the front. Camargo out of water. And no, we're not on Benji's channel just yet. You'll have to wait a few episodes for that. Anyhow, you can see our guys looking pretty good. It has been a very tough race so far, and that is exactly how I want it to play out. And just 51 riders left in this group. This is perfect at this point. So it's fair to say we have torn things up today so far. Camargo, Nibali and Rivera all out the back, as you can see some of the riders that have been dropped. I think this group will pretty easily get back on here on this downhill section, but we still have Pidcock and Nealands to pace. Ben Swift looking very, very good, it must be said. Much better than who I thought would be our leader, Patrick Conrad. So I'm going to pace on maybe 75 with these guys on this hill. Looks like the pace may be faster than that though, with Lawson Craddock on the front. A really, really tough race at the moment. So 47k to go. We still have 6 riders up the road in the breakaway, but just 28 riders left in the peloton. Tom Pidcock, a great debut for the team. He's now out the back, and you can see our leader today has to be Ben Swift at this point. Can't really believe I'm saying that, but he's so much better than Conrad, clearly. Nylon still trying to pace on the front as more riders going out the back. What a Strada Bianca this has been so far. So if we go further back, you can see the likes of Adam Yates, Maxi Shackman are out the back. We've got Davide Formolo out the back, Miguel Angel Lopez. Crazy, crazy race. Some very strong riders out the back already. So it looks like it was a very good move going in today's breakaway. They're still out front, whilst just 17 riders are in the peloton. Conrad basically done. He will help out Swift for as long as possible. As you see, the 5 guys behind. Haig is out the back now. Carapaz, Philipson as well. Need to go right up to 85. I'm hoping the pace does slow slightly somewhat, so Swift has a good chance at the end. So Nelson Oliveira doing a fantastic job on the fronts for Movistar, and Alejandro Valverde up the road. It's 2 Frenchmen who have attacked the rest of the breakaway, and they still have a minute at the front of the race. Surely the breakaway don't have a chance at this Strada Bianca. Let's come up to 82, take position to the front, as it looks like most domestiques are done. Van der Poel looks like he wants to attack. I can't follow that. Surely we'll let the other guys do the chasing. Maybe we'll follow Valverde. Let's just sit in this group. But Matthew Van der Poel has attacks. I just don't think we've got the strength to attack with 20k still to go. Let's try and follow Ganna. But Van der Poel looking very, very good indeed. So Van der Poel has built up a minute lead on the peloton. I'm going to stay right to the front with Swift. If someone like Valverde tries an attack, I'm going to have to jump straight in their wheels. You can see Kwiatkowski still in this group. We'll try and pace on 85 with Swift. Maybe we can try a little attack on this climb. Not really sure. I think it's worth just sitting in this group of just 8 riders, trying to work with these guys, Pedersen, Galopan, Clark, Valverde and Izagiri, and hope Van der Poel tires from attacking so early, but he has 1.5 minutes already. So maybe I should have followed Van der Poel. You can see the pace in this group is absolutely nowhere at the moment, and Van der Poel absolutely cruising to victory, it would seem. I may try a little attack on this next hill coming up with Ben Swift, because I think these guys are just too tired. We're looking pretty good. So maybe if we try a little attack right here on the left-hand side with Ben Swift, let's see if anyone can follow. They do try. Oliveira and Gurgle are done. It's a big attack by the Brit, Ben Swift, past Grelier from the early break. Let's try and pace on maybe 85, but it does seem like most of these guys able to stay in this group. Let's just sit in. I think we're competing for second today. So 8k to go. I don't know if we're quite feeling strong enough. I do want to try and attack and try and catch Matthew Van der Poel because Swift on such a good day, but I don't want to throw this opportunity at a podium away for him. Galopan on the attack. That is perfect. We will follow the Frenchman, see if anyone else goes out the back. It doesn't seem so. Let's try and follow Galopan. The gap to Van der Poel, a minute. He must be pretty tired at this point. I will continue the pace on maybe 80 into the final 5 kilometers. The gap is coming down 50 seconds, 49 seconds to Matthew Van der Poel, but it could be too little too late as 6 riders in this group, Pogacar, Clark and Van Rensburg out the back into the final few kilometers. So 3k to go in this edition of Strada Bianca. Swift will lead the peloton into the final climb. Matthew Van der Poel has 45 seconds. Let's go straight up to 90 with Ben Swift. Can Van der Poel hold on? I assume he can. Into the final kilometre with Ben Swift. Up to 99. We can sprint for it now. But I think Matthew Van der Poel is going to take victory today. No surprises right there. But I do believe Ben Swift will take a fantastic second position here as we try and get a view of the finish. Yes, we do. A fantastic second place for Ben Swift. Kwiato in third. Izagirre, Valverde and Galopan were next. What a race today. So a W for Matthew van der Poel and Alpecin Phoenix at this year's edition of Strada Bianca, but a fantastic podium for Ben Swift, 32 years old, and he is finding his true colours late in his career on the podium with Michał Kwiatkowski. And to be fair, I probably should have followed Matthew van der Poel. I'm not sure if he would have had the strength to follow the Dutchman, but I'm pretty sure we would have still finished at least second. I just didn't want to throw away such a good opportunity for a podium with Ben Swift. But saying that, certainly no shame in second place to this man. Look at his stats, and we finished ahead of some very, very strong riders. Patrick Conrad, he didn't have it today. Ben Swift, the man of the moment. So before rounding out today's episode, I do want to take a very quick look at the standings, and we can see Tobias Foss still in the lead of the Super Prestige standings. What a start for the Norwegian. I see Milano in the top 25 and Ben Swift all the way up into 33rd position. If we take a look at the team classification, we're second in Super Prestige to Ineos, but we do lead the World Tour standings. So before rounding out this episode, let's take a look ahead to the next one. And of course, we start Paris-Nice and Tirreno Adriatico. That'll be on Blackwar's channel, so make sure you are there to check out those videos. I assume we'll see the debut of Rafael Majka as he builds up to his Grand Tours this season. But yeah, definitely not one to miss on Blackwar's channel. And so we ended the Tour Down Under looking at Tobias Foss. Today is all about this man though, Ben Swift. A fantastic start to his season, 4th at Omloop and then 2nd at Strada Bianca. What a performance by the Brit today. So all that remains to be said is if you enjoyed this episode, definitely drop a like on the video. That really helps my channel out. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new and let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And Blackwar, it's over to you, my man.